What's up, YouTube? So today we're going to be going through a full playthrough of a new atmospheric horror puzzle game that came out yesterday by Dollhouse called Partum Artifex. First of all, huge shout out to Joachim Chef Lundstrom, who was kind enough to give me a key to allow me to share this game with you. If it seems like I'm running through this game really fast and I'm not picking up a lot of notes and stuff like that, it's because this is not my first playthrough. This is going to hopefully be a little bit more of a streamlined playthrough. I will be muted during the game so you guys can kind of really just take in the game and whatnot. And then at the end of this, I will give my full review. Lastly, I'm going to do my best to timestamp this in case you want to use this as a walkthrough if you're stuck on a puzzle or something like that and you want to just kind of like flip to see how to get there. It might jump around throughout the course of the video as far as like where you're going to find clues for these puzzles, simply because this game is different than most horror puzzle games that we've been presented with, in the sense that this is kind of like a puzzle within a puzzle within a puzzle. The whole entire game is a puzzle that's currently ongoing, and you make progress in solving a lot of these puzzles while going through the game and solving other puzzles. It's very interesting. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video, if you're interested. So yeah, without further ado, let's start the creative process.
Welcome. I apologize so much for this inconvenient way of entering the house, but don't worry. It's all part of the evening's plans. It is basically to set the scene for what is to come. The display of the main art attraction is located in the sunroom, just to the left as you leave this room. We'll get started as you get there. Again, welcome. It is an honor to have you here. Please, enjoy your stay. This is it. Well, it's not complete. And that is the main reason why I invited you here. I want you to complete it, finish it, together with me. I've waited so long for this to happen, and it's so close now. Oh, so very close. It's simple. 5 empty easels waiting to be used. I simply want you to find the right, astonishing, beautiful art pieces and put them back in the right order. The sad part is that you can't leave the property. I've got eyes and ears in the woods, so don't try anything cowardly such as running away from this creation, for it will be the end of you. I promise you this will be fun, so please, be part of the creation. While photography isn't really an art form that I enjoy, there is still a fascinating area of photography history that I do give them credit for: post-mortem photography. The idea that you want to keep a memory of a loved one after its passing and make sure that the empty corpse looks as close to alive as possible is, quite frankly, compelling, to say the least. The father of the house was undoubtedly the hardest and easiest target for me. Hardest because I didn't know how I would react, and easiest because of how I reacted. Seeing him sleeping on the bed took me back to my childhood, and one simple blow to his head was all I needed to leave him unconscious. He woke up, still in his bedroom, to the gracious touch of flames that burned beneath him. His beautiful screams were something I wish my own dad would have left me, but alas. The art of sculpturing. This was absolutely the hardest kind of art form to get right. I tried various materials, marble, cloth, concrete, but nothing really fit what I was going for. Then it dawned on me. The purest form, the human body. This took a bit of time to get right. Countless of kind, unwilling donators had to be used before I got the formula down. Rigor mortis sure was a tricky nut to crack, sometimes literally. But after dozens of hours reading into biology and chemistry, here we are. And it is almost perfect. Please, just finish it for me. I remember being a child and having my own little hideaway in our crawl space. Anything to get away from him. His fat, disgusting body was too much for him to bother chasing me in there. It didn't matter that I went without food for a few days. Anything was better than the constant beating and forced work on various art projects. Nothing could ever be good enough. statement. Calvin was a great kid. I almost gave up on my vision and my creations when I first saw his reaction to his world falling apart. I could see myself in his eyes. That same fear. But alas, it didn't take long for me to realize that he didn't have it in him. He was broken, but not broken enough. There was something missing. Was it hatred? Whatever it was, he didn't have it. And I had to continue my work. Rest in peace now, child. Your mother is waiting. Welcome to my little getaway. Why don't you have a seat and play a game of chess with me? Did you know that chess is a phenomenal way of telling stories? A niche, yet intriguing form of art. Well, it doesn't really work like normal chess. In fact, all you need to do is place the pieces in the right spots. The queen, the mother of all the lands. The king, the disgusting and pathetic ruler. The pawn, the innocent child of the people. Tell 3 separate and beautiful stories with the characters. the main hall. Ta-da! Aren't they beautiful? The whole Carter family is here. The drunkard mom, the vengeful father, and the ill-fated son. is done. Look at it. It is beautiful. And all thanks to you. Now we can finalize the work, as there's just one thing left to do. Please, come see me in my little office downstairs. As thanks for all of your hard work, I want you to be the one that signs the work. Don't be shy. Embrace this. You've earned it. Wasting my time. I still wake up at night screaming for what I've done. All the faces will haunt me forever. Not me, then who? I don't want others to experience the pain I went through. That's right. It has to be me. I have to make sure it won't happen to anyone else. We need to help each other. Nobody has to go through the pain I went through. Of course, this is what needs to happen. They all need to know. Right. I will record a proper message later. This is just a temporary recording until after I've tested everything out myself. So, yes. Hello, me. Remember to record a new ending before the unlucky one arrives tomorrow. Oh, and don't forget the cameras. This movie will be the greatest art piece there ever was. I'm so excited. The abusive relationships need to stop. People need to know when to speak up. This is why I'm doing this. Everything I do, every piece of art, is to spread the word. Let's teach the world, and let us make sure they pay the price for letting me slip through the system.
So, gamers, I hope that you enjoyed the walkthrough of Partum Artifex. I apologize, there are a couple of things. As I said, that this is a puzzle within a puzzle within a puzzle, and there were a couple of things that I might have forgotten over the course, where I might have had to go back and forth, and might have taken me a couple of minutes to remember what it was that I was doing. Also, primarily, I say that because of the chess match, the chess puzzle, because it is actually bugged, and I didn't realize that at first. So the clue you get when you're in the secret room behind the dresser of Calvin's room, that shows you the queen going to h2, the king going to g7, and the pawn going to e1. So unless I just interpreted that clue wrong, which is possible, then I'm guessing it was a bug. Whereas the queen should go to g7, the king goes to h2, and the pawn goes to e1, which you saw there at the end. The final tier in the chess puzzle. I apologize for maybe some sloppy edits there. I was trying to kind of figure out if maybe I hadn't gone somewhere within the in the house. Like sometimes, some puzzles won't work unless you've like unlocked something else, and I was trying to kind of speed run this as much as I possibly could. So I apologize for that. But regarding the game, I loved this game. I thought this game was great. This game was definitely unlike no other horror puzzle game that I've ever played. In fact, if you were watching this live on my stream, there were a couple of times where I just wanted to give up. Like, I never thought that I would have met my match in a puzzle game the way that I did with this. I was there were moments in time where I was very frustrated because it seems like going through this game, you would have periods, like long periods, of confusion, not really knowing where to go next, what to do next. And then you would stumble upon something which would help you figure out a puzzle or whatever the case may be, and you would get like maybe 10 minutes worth of progression into the game, and then suddenly you're back to going, okay, that's done, now what do I do? Where do I go? There's not a whole lot of real estate to explore, and I think I've seen everything, so I'm not quite sure what the next step is. And that can be pretty frustrating. And I don't think... At first I thought that was a flaw in the game design. I thought maybe that this was just oh man, they probably should do a better job with that. And coincidentally, as I say that, the patch that Chef has just put out kind of makes a couple of the clues in there a little bit more easy to decipher, which is nice. But going back to my original thought, my initial thought was that this was maybe a flaw in game design, and that hey, you can't have these peaks, these huge peaks and valleys, and you can't have people wandering around doing nothing. Like, if I wasn't streaming this game, then I would probably just stop playing it, and I did have that feeling a couple of times. Again, if you go to my stream and watch the VOD from yesterday, my first playthrough, you can hear the frustration at a couple of points. But the more that I thought about it, the more I wonder if this is actually genius. and not a flaw in the design. So often, and I play a lot of horror puzzle games, and so often they're very linear in the sense where you're following the path of a story, and just throughout that story you're matched with puzzles where the story stops, you have to solve the puzzle, story continues until you reach the end. This was very, very different. This was, the whole game was one big puzzle. Puzzles within puzzles within puzzles, to where you would start progress on one puzzle and you couldn't complete it until going on to another puzzle. And then once you complete that puzzle, you would get a piece to another puzzle that you probably have already started. And that's incredibly unique. I don't think we see that enough in this genre. So yes, while there were times where I was frustrated and throwing my hands up in the air and saying, I just do not know where to go next. I do feel like that the way that they handled this, the way that the whole game is just one big puzzle, was genius. Absolutely genius. And I think the only reason for my frustration is because it's a format that I had yet to experience. Because again, like I said, everything is really streamlined for us. Everything is very streamlined for us, and a lot of clues and stuff, and a lot of puzzles even, are kind of spoon-fed to us. And I think that we get used to that, and when we play those types of games, the games are less about the puzzle and just more about the cheesy jump scares that you always see coming and all of that other stuff. And so this was actually a really nice, refreshing change, and I think I would actually prefer to play games that were more like this, because it really made my brain, move. It really made me stop and have to think. And it's just a rapid shift, again, from just being spoon-fed solutions, and being pushed into a direction. Yeah, this was absolutely amazing. And on the topic of jump scares, I think there was only maybe 2 or 3 real jump scares in this game, which is actually refreshing, and they came during times that I wasn't expecting them. And I think the reason why I wasn't expecting them is because this game is very ambient. The musical score is absolutely genius. The mood that's controlled by the music that's playing is phenomenal. I can't say enough about it. They did a fantastic job. And you really got immersed based on that, and it wasn't so much jump scary to the point to where you weren't expecting jump scares. So when you did get the few of them that you did, they were genuine jump scares, and they actually genuinely scared you. But this is definitely a game that I will be replaying. I can't wait to add it to a Halloween repertoire of games to play. This was actually very, very, very cool. I really, really appreciated this game. I think it was a breath of fresh air for the genre that is the horror puzzle game type genre. And again, my hat's off to Dala Koala. I know that you guys are an extraordinarily small team. And the fact that you could put out something that is as intricate and as elaborate as this with such a small workforce is absolutely amazing to me. So my hat's off to you for sure. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Again, apologize for a couple of maybe of the sloppy edits in there, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm not a professional video editor, but that's okay. I'm getting there. Once again, lastly, before I leave, I want to say a thank you again to Dala Koala, specifically Joachim Lundstrom. Chef, thank you so much for giving me the key and allowing me to share this wonderful game with my community and with anybody else that's either watching the VODs from my live stream or watching this YouTube video. It was an absolute joy, and I hope to be able to work with you again in the future because this was thrilling. So, thank you guys again for watching, and I hope that this video helps. We'll see you next time.